is In My Circle with Ralph, also known as DJ Noise. How's everybody? The last time we had a show, it was about close to a month ago, maybe a little bit longer. And today, we're just talking about what's going on in politics and in society, what's going on in the Olympics. I mean, the last couple months has been a little weird, right? Like, weird. You got these political opponents, like you know, a boxing heavyweight match. Just they're sparring each other, throwing jabs at each other back and forth. They calling each other weird. In the Olympics, what the hell happened up in the Olympics? I mean, what? First of all, your opening ceremonies look like, I don't know. I don't know what was that about. By any time your opening ceremonies start like that, you got to start to scratch your head. And yeah, we realized that the other day when we watched the Australian breakdancer. I mean, I can't call her a breakdancer. Um, I don't know what she was doing. She looked like a drunk ass kangaroo um, on having a Caesar, or I have no idea. But that's not hip hop. That is not breakdancing. That is nothing near as pop. That is not pop lock. That is not no b boy. That is nothing. Nothing. That's whoever told you that was something. They lied to you. Go back and get your money back. Go back and get a refund because they lied to you. Um, and this is what is wrong with society when lying to people and trying to, this is the reason why you should keep it real. If this person is no talent, then, you know, don't don't embellish. Don't lie to them. Say, yeah, you suck. Just you suck. Hey, hi, I'm Joe Schmo. I'm gonna try to breakdance into the Olympics, and the wrong thing would say, no, don't do it. No, but this girl, how in the hell did this girl get to the stage and be called Olympian and get they bypass somebody who can actually breakdance? I mean, there was I think we had a Japanese girl, right? There was a Japanese girl from, I think, representing America, something like that. She did what she was supposed to. I mean, that was
Yeah,
breakdancing.
that
Um,
was breakdown. I think I had a better chance myself. I don't even know how to
I mean, I
dance.
could have walked in there. I could have walked in there doing the YMCA and did better than her.
Yeah, I
Um,
saw them. They're doing that crazy like chicken walk, like,
well, I mean, she was doing this thing like, I mean,
oh,
like she looked like, at that point she looked like a panting dog. It's like she was panting, like she was on her two. Like, I mean, come on, don't. You should be embarrassed.
mm-hmm.
I mean, and people were going out and they're giving her a hero's welcome, and I guess the
Well,
Australian president gave her, like, said, oh, or so, I don't know who, somebody. I'm not.
right.
I'm not. It might not be the president. The president probably looked at it and laughed. But somebody's still lying to that girl.
Mm-hmm.
Please stop filling her head up with air because that shit is too hot. Come on, be
Right.
real with her. She sucks. Um, like, same thing with Biden, right? A month ago,
Mm-hmm.
we had, Biden fumbled. Biden and Trump. It was like a boxing match, and Trump ate his ear off. Like, he's bit that off, and
Mm-hmm.
we're not gonna. We're not. We're just using. We're just using something like crazy, an
Right.
analogy, an example. Um, Trump just ate him up, and just spit him out.
Mm-hmm.
Biden had no chance to recover. He drowned before he even started. He
Mm-hmm.
didn't know his ass to his hands. He didn't know nothing. So a month later, he bows out. Right. This is how crazy
Mm-hmm.
politics and everything has been.
Right.
A month later, he bows out because he finally admits, "Hey, I might not be fit to do this." Whoever put him up to it or said forced him to do it, The guy did it with dignity, and I have more respect for him because he bowed out. You know, I think it was just time to hang it up. You're at a certain age.
Believe it or not, his poll numbers went up after he bailed out.
Yeah, I mean, because people gave him, he got more respect because he did that. Like the one thing is, you don't connect to the people. He immediately endorsed Kamala, and literally overnight, Kamala became this overnight sensation. You have, she goes and picks Walls for the VP ticket, and they're on this firestorm, like they're on this campaign kick, like record numbers. The energy is insane, and both candidates, have their work cut out. Both candidates are running on
Right.
on they're on some couple tickets. One is abortion, and one is border control. One is the economy.
Hmm.
So there's not and some are whether the Project 24 whatever
25.
2024 or
2025.
2025
Mhm.
is a relevance to the Trump campaign, or if it's a blueprint to later on or whatever. He supposedly distanced himself or whatever, but go back to
But I'm
you
gonna tell you,
know
distancing yourself doesn't really prove anything, and I'm telling you that as a conservative person as I am. Distancing yourself doesn't prove anything. Distance is just there's
Correct.
so much political propaganda
Correct.
going on both sides of the aisle.
But right after Biden bows out,
Hmm.
right? Right after Biden bows out, or in the midst of being bowing out,
Right.
Trump is on a campaign rally, or at a Republican National
Hmm.
whatever can whatever
Let me tell you this on the campaign.
convention, and hold on, and
Okay.
he almost literally got assassinated. He was within an
Yeah.
inch, a
Right.
few centimeters, not even an inch. We're not. It was probably a couple centimeters
Hmm.
from. It was his ear to his head,
Right.
so literally a couple centimeters from his death.
Hmm.
And we can't forget that literally happened. We're not.
Right.
Yeah, I know people. It was a thing on the internet, but can't joke that really happened.
Right.
This guy almost. I mean, his numbers overnight went skyrocketing
Yep.
as a front runner. He got too comfortable. Kamala came out of nowhere with Walls, and now it's like really neck and neck. It is.
Well,
It's everybody. It's anybody's race right now,
right.
and
And I'm gonna.
I think.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be interesting. It's going to be interesting when they debate each other, like you said. If they debate each
Well,
other.
let me say this one thing on that, since you're on that subject before you switch. One thing is that I hate seeing on both sides, and I try to be fair. You know that.
Yeah, I have to be open minded.
Open-minded and fair. But and again, it seems like anytime any of the political candidates, we'll call them candidates right now, or don't like campaign or debate for like 2 or 3 days, all of a sudden they're not campaigning, and and number two, on Trump's defense is that his team had everything ironed out for the Biden campaign. They didn't, because remember, they lapsed almost a whole month. I think it was like 22 days before even Biden bowed out, and then they had to decide who was going to be. Remember, it was Newsom, it was PJ something, the governor of Illinois, it was Whitmer, and even and Kamala wasn't even in the list, and Newsom, Kamala wasn't even in the list. So it took them almost a whole month to decide, like, between Biden took 3 weeks for Biden to bow out, and it took him almost 2 weeks to figure out who was going to be the front runner. And then at the very last minute, they chose Kamala. So the thing is, if you're already set up for. I mean, it's a war, but it's not like a war. You know what I mean? It's a competition.
It's a game of chess.
Yeah, it's a game of chess. But here's the thing: if your strategy and everything is already set up for one candidate, you got media reels and everything set up to do those commercial campaigns. All your campaign attacks and ads are against this one candidate, and all of a sudden they just whop out the other one and throw the other one in. You have to scramble and put together a whole new campaign strategy, and sometimes that could take a couple of weeks. You just can't do that. Whereas the Democratic side, they already had everything lined up against what they want to say with Trump. That they already had lined up. So all they had to do was just swap out one candidate, put one in. They already had the campaign ads in, and just make new ones about Kamala. So they didn't have to do that. Whereas the conservative side, they had to switch strategy. They had to make new ads and a couple of new campaigns. Probably because they had to find out her record in California. All the BS stuff that
But
they do.
I think I think that this whole entire
So you have to look at that. So when you come and say that someone has not campaigned, I think on both sides it's a farce. I'm sorry, but
well, Kamala
and
coming. To be fair,
Yeah.
Kamala coming in,
yeah,
has given the. You have to understand how I see it. A month ago, the Democratic Party was, a lame duck. It was basically had no direction.
right.
Biden had no direction. He was running around he was a chicken with his head
Head
cut
off.
off. He literally had no idea what was going on, and it was a big reflection on the Democratic Party. Democrats were like really. They were like, what is going? What are we gonna do?
Exactly.
So when they put in Kamala and now they got Walls,
Walls.
it's a whole different
Yeah.
ball game. It
Right.
put
And don't
it,
forget
it in
the election's in 85 days now.
84 days.
84 days.
It injected some fuel and energy into the Democratic Party who thought they were lost, and how the mass media perceives this Project 25. It's like the Democrats are in dire need that they have to win, so we don't go back. They have to win so we don't have to go back to the 20s and 30s way of thinking. No abortions. No, this is how the media is perceiving things. It's how they throwing it out there. So it's the Democratic ticket is the ticket that they're campaigning is they're not going to go back. They don't we don't need a king. There's Project 25. Certain things that certain things that couldn't happen. They know that if
Well, let me tell you.
they think
Mhm.
if Trump wins, then it can inspire Putin to do more damage. NATO can falter. We don't. He pulled out. He wanted to pull out of NATO, or he wanted to.
Well, the
You know
thing
what I'm
is,
saying?
let me tell you some stuff on that. Well, first of all, in Trump's first term, he really only did like 2 years because he was so much fighting different battles with the Democratic Party and courts, litigations, and all that. So it was kind of tough to run a country when you're in litigation against, everything. They were, especially against Nancy Pelosi, was the main key thing. Second of all, what Trump said about NATO was he said he would pull out if everybody does not put their fair share in.
Correct.
Because we were flipping the bill for Germany, we were flipping the bill for Taiwan, we were flipping the bill for Japan, we were flipping the bill for even England. We're covering everybody's expenses. So Trump said, yes, he did say he will pull out. He said, "I'm going because there's no point of us being in NATO if we're flipping the bill. You have to
But
like
a statement like that
No,
could
I agree.
could fracture,
Mm.
you know, foreign policy
Right.
ties. You know, it
And
can
then,
inspire
well, it can, but
different
in retrospect,
ideologies.
oh, of course, ideology, yeah, and people, you have to open up and not go with the narrative. You have to find out why the person said to do this. You just can't go. I'll give a perfect example, real quick. Anthony Hudson, right? Anthony Hudson, of course, he um, stepped down from running for president because of couldn't get all the electoral votes, and he was running for council, and unfortunately, he lost that. I mean, not council, U.S. Congress, and somebody put a thing on there saying that he created this ad about Martin Luther King returning from the grave, telling you to vote for him, and and he's the new dream. And what happened was so this guy named Morton Smith or something like Roland Smith, Roland Martin actually, and without doing any type of investigation, I spoke with Anthony actually about that, and he said someone used actually one of my takes that he did here, and used AI to use Martin Luther King's voice to say that, and then used my audio file to say this was endorsed by Anthony Hudson, and Anthony recorded that part here. He didn't record the part with Martin Luther King. So Roland Martin, without any investigation, jumped right on it and said that he should step down. He should not be going for U.S. Congress. And Anthony went on TikTok and X, all those other social medias, and said, that I not only that I did not endorse this, I didn't even make this. And I'm telling you this now on all social media, and I don't even support whoever did this. This is, so wrong. He said he loves Martin Luther King, and he would never do anything like that. He said that's just really low that somebody did that. So basically, what I'm trying to say is investigate before you jump on board on anything.
Well,
And
I mean,
yeah, I was going to say this real quick.
I have a lot of
Yeah.
insider information.
Yeah, and as for the Project 2025, I agree with you on that one. And plus, it's a 900-page document. Just like the affordable health care was like 20,000 pages. And here's the thing too. There's some things in the Project 2025 I can see why, but in retrospect, I picked maybe 5 things I think I can agree with the Project 2025. Everything else I disagree with. And secondly, it wasn't done by Congress nor U.S. Senate or anything else like that.
No. This is nothing.
This is done by the Heritage Group.
This is a heritage group. Is
So,
a
it's
collective
still-
of over 100
Right.
different companies, committees, all
Yeah.
together for conservative,
Mhm.
super conservative. They're
Right.
Baptist. There's a lot of churches. There's a lot
Right.
of businesses. A lot of entities that
Yeah.
and this is that whole entire movement there.
Mhm.
It's
It's scary.
sends fear of new world order. I mean, let's be
Right.
real.
Real.
You're
But I'm gonna
backed
tell you-
by 100 different companies or different entities. You don't know who they are.
But here's
I mean,
the thing.
It might be everybody
Let
might
me-
be listed.
but I'm going to tell you this. You got to remember that the Heritage Group has nothing to do with the United States
no,
Congress
no,
or
no,
Senate.
absolutely not. But
And also,
the thing is,
there's nothing in there. They can't, even with you got to remember, you have to get passed by Congress. It has to get
absolutely
by Senate.
absolutely.
And even if the president agrees on it, the Supreme Court can rule
Yes,
against it.
absolutely.
And
But
then it can't go through.
But the thing is, what is
Because
scary
a lot of it
is
is not constitutional.
what is scary is that when Trump was indicted and tried in New York,
Mhm.
and then he took it all the way to the Supreme Court, and it's been thrown out because some of those judges he personally put in
There were some
are-
judges that
that
went against him on that. Of
That,
course, and
you
he
know,
also put him in.
took his. I mean, there was a couple,
Yeah.
but mostly the court took his side, and so it's like if you have, and I want to. I understand your sentiment that in Project 25, right? Whatever, Project 25, yes, it's not done by committee, done by government,
Congress.
Congress, but committees. When I said committees, businesses, 100 businesses, committees, entities, different groups. So 100 is one. But let's say if they have 20 different members in their committee or group or organization or business, that number then multiplies, becomes, if you have 100 members, let's just say 100 members in that Heritage Foundation, well,
Right.
they could have up to 1,000 members in their single entity, and that could be 100,000 people within this group.
Right.
And yes, it's not a Congress. Yes, it's not a government. Yes, it's not a
Senate.
a Senate or a Supreme Court or judicial court or presidential court or whatever it may be. Committees, and I want people to understand this, committees hold a lot of power within your community and your local governments.
Right.
Yes.
Like you said, within committees and local, maybe. And
No. Committees on a large committees, you have two or more different type of committees. Some small local committees where the grassroots, they're doing, local, organic, fighting for the
Right.
government. It could be Republican, it could be Independent, it could be Green Party, it could be Democratic Party. And they're not necessarily in the Democratic. They can be them in the Democratic Party, but they do their own thing, working on different things, creating their shine, their star. What I'm saying, joining different subcommittees. So before you know it, a group of the Democratic committee in a town, Mercer County, can have different splinter, committees with different people, and they all different intertwine. And they do sway, public opinion. They sway, Board of Ed elects. They can sway mayor, council, Senate, Congress. I don't want people to think that committees have no power. These Project 25 people, yes, they have power, and they will wield it. If even if Trump doesn't have a desire to use it, if if he says, "Oh, I'm in a jam," we
Right.
can always reference and take something from that, and that's exactly what's going to happen. But I don't want people to think that committees have no power. Committees are what gets people elected. They work behind the scenes, either A, for the common good, or B, for their own common bad, or C, their personal agendas. And that happens. You often intertwine. I see it on a local level. I'm part of committees. I'm a delegate. I am a political delegate. And you can see some people with their own ulterior motives. You can see some people that really give a crap and want to change things. You can see people who really, really genuinely care, and some who throw the facade that they care, but they really don't.
Right.
And some people that are there just for pictures and ops and self-promotion and self-preservation and self idealization, and just to jumpstart their own career for their own
Right.
personal agenda.
Agenda.
I see it all.
Yeah.
I know what's going on. I'm not. Some of the times, I'm not saying you. Some of the
I know.
times, I get into arguments with people over politics. I don't really post on Facebook about politics anymore because, before I would get people wouldn't understand what I was talking about. I'd put something political or unpolitical or nothing that fit some of the or more people in their narrative.
Right.
And you would have about 3 or 4 different people arguing over the thing, and before you know it, there's 200 comments and 40, 50 likes on this post,
Right.
and it's driving people crazy. You know, people deleting me, people blocking me, people fighting me, people inboxing me. This is the kind of friends you have, or oh, that's the
Well,
kind of friends you have.
Let me tell this. Let me say this, and this is in your defense. Listen, everyone.
No, but
Let me just say. Let me just say this
but I'm
real
gonna
quick.
forget what I'm saying.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. I apologize.
So I don't post anything on Facebook because of that. But now lately I have been posting stuff, and now that I'm a elected official, people don't comment on my things no more because they're like, "Well, this guy's a politician now. This guy wants you to talk. This guy wants you to. He wants to prove you wrong now." So some people don't post, and you know, some of my political posts are like greatly ignored or received. Either they can either a received or just ignored. So, but out in the open, out in public, I get to meet people in different sects of sects, not sex, sects, different sects of political hierarchies, Republican, you know, independents. You know, you get to meet different people in politics, you know, and you see people's different agendas, and you see people's, you know, some of the people who care, and you see some people inboxing you that they don't say, "Hey, how you doing?" They just send you a "Please donate to my campaign." But when I need somebody to come to my, like, let's say if I want something to donate, then it's always, you can see some of those people who only need the money, who only want the money. You know, your public opinion doesn't matter to them. It's just as long as you donate to them or
Right.
you promote them.
Down.
I don't longer get on anybody's ass in politics in or around my town anymore. If you're a good person, you're running, you know, you either A, gonna get my vote, or B, I'm gonna promote you, or C, I'm just gonna ignore you.
Right.
Because Ruben here, my co-host tonight, was, you know, a front row ticket to seeing me interview politician after politician after politician after politician. And it's amazing. It is amazing, but you get to see the different types of personalities, different types of agendas, different types of narratives. And you can see, you sometimes you can see right in their eyes, you can tell their eyes if they're truthful. You could tell by their demeanor, if, you know, how they handle themselves, you know. And it is a political shit show. It's a circus. It's a freaking circus of a lot of emotions, a lot of power hungry people, a lot of you know. But don't ever think committees can't control, can't. They're the ones who lobby. They're the ones who sway. They're the ones who tell.
Right.
You know, this is, you want our vote. This is what we want. And if you don't, this is what we're gonna do. You know, and this is what happens. You go in, I'm going to change this, I'm going to do this, and then you get hit with these committees, and you're doing, you know, you end up, I'm trying to do this, and then you're on somebody else's agenda. You're working on somebody else's agenda, and none of the agenda that you want to work on, and you forget the reason why you signed up. You know, things like that happen. Things like that happen, and it's, you know, it's realistic truth.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, realistic truth on some things. Well, first thing I just want to say real quick is one, don't divorce your friends over a politician.
Right.
Because
it's
at
insane.
the
It
end of the
happens
day,
all the time.
that politician doesn't even know who you are. Okay.
Yeah, we're never gonna meet. Listen,
know,
we're never gonna
we're
meet
gonna-
Trump. We're never gonna meet Biden, Kamala. I mean, and listen,
And if you
chance
do-
is chance. It can happen.
It can happen, but
But-
what's the first thing you're gonna do? Just say I voted for you, or I didn't vote for you. You shake your hand, take a picture, and then he's not gonna remember you because you know why? Because they take pictures with thousands
Thousands
of people.
thousands.
You know, so don't
mean-
divorce your friends. I mean, unless they did something wrong to you, I understand.
You almost have a chance
but
at winning the lottery instead of meeting one of them.
right,
Like,
exactly.
It's a.
exactly.
I mean,
Because you can, I mean, your friends. It's already good to have. You know, me and Ralph don't agree on a lot of things, but we're still friends.
We're still friends.
Yeah,
I have a lot of friends that that don't agree with me.
because at the end of the day, the politician, you could divorce all your friends just because, like if I support Trump, yeah, I'll probably lose some friends that really I care. No, because at the end of the day, Trump's not going to even care if I voted for him or not. Same thing with Kamala or Biden. At the end of the day, if I vote for him, those friends leave me, oh, that's fine because I voted for this one person. But at the end of the day, they do not know who you are.
Yeah.
All they know you as a number and a constituent, and hopefully you get that vote from that constituent. That's about it. You're just a number and a constituent. That's
Yeah.
it. You know.
It's what you can do for them.
Yep, exactly. So, and
What can you
and
feed them?
What can you feed them? And hopefully that they can. What we hope as citizens and constituents is that one, secure the border.
Yep.
We have too many criminals coming across the border that are attacking your neighbors, your friends, family, so forth and so on. Secondly, we can't afford it. I mean, they're throwing out veterans to support these illegals coming over. And I understand some people have to be here, but a lot of them do not have
Well,
to
the
be
thing
here.
is, and I mentioned this in previous videos. I'm minority. I'm Puerto Rican. American, born American. I'm an American. I'm born here, Puerto Rican
Right.
descent. I can go into my heritage. What nationalities my Puerto Rican DNA is put together with. But so I automatically believe in, immigrants coming here, and I automatically believe that if you want, if you believe in the American dream, you come here.
Yeah.
But there's a way to come
Don't
here.
Right. There's a right
Come
way.
here and be a part of the process.
Mhm.
Work. Get your fill out the immigration. I understand you come here for asylum, but what asylum are you seeking? And let's remember, when we're just we're talking about the border, we're 80% of the time we're thinking, oh, the illegal immigrants, the Mexicans, all the Guats, all
No, it's
the
more than that.
Venezuelans. But it's not even
It's Chinese
it's-
nationalists.
yeah, it's
there's
people from- it's from
other nations.
people from everywhere at that border now.
Yeah.
So people know that, oh, this is the way to get in. So everybody and their mother gonna get in. So
Right.
and the thing is, you don't know whose undesirables were sent here.
Right.
You don't know who's criminals. When that guy crosses illegally, you don't know how many
And-
bodies. Hold on, you don't know how many
Yeah.
bodies he has on his back.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Dude could be a serial killer, killed 40 women, buried them all over this country, and just innocently, nonchalantly, just walk right over with a free and clean slate. To do it over again.
Yeah.
I mean, listen.
Exactly.
Exactly. America, you're not going to be able to do the same shit you did in your country. But guess what? He can end up killing one person. I've seen it in the news
Yeah.
where immigrants have killed innocent people.
Just out of spite.
Well, not just for opportunity,
opportunity.
criminal opportunity. Listen, when you're a criminal over there, you come here, you don't just turn off that criminal mentality. You're gonna, when you're a criminal, you coming over here, you're gonna try to create a criminal enterprise. There's supposed to be gangs in New York,
Yeah.
different gangs in New York creating, havoc.
Havoc.
How do you think they're surviving? They got no information to live. They need the means to survive. So their criminal activity is their way of life. Remember, you coming from a third world country to a supposedly a superpower,
Right.
and
Supposedly.
you're doing your criminality here.
Right.
And
And,
this is where we don't know who these people are. They come in as ghosts. You don't know who they are. They kill you. Who you call the cops? Oh, I don't know who it was, and they don't know. And they don't know who the hell it was because they don't have database. Facial
he-
recognition
and-
could work.
and
but
here's the other thing.
But for up to a certain extent,
There's
you
a-
know what I'm saying?
And here's the other thing on that too. And there's people that are seeking asylum because they're running from somebody.
Come
over
over.
there.
Come over.
Here's the thing: the same person that you run from could also sneak over too.
Correct. Well, that's
And-
exactly what's happening.
Right.
And
that's why
exactly what's happening.
even immigrants that are here and they did the proper work and procedures, they're against this too because the same people that they're probably running from are crossing the border. It could be drug dealers.
Well,
it
not
could
only
be,
not only that,
anything.
you are when some of these
how can you-
immigrants come here, some of them
So you're not really getting
some of
asylum.
them are already paying for the journey to get there.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so they already owe somebody getting there.
Right.
So they already have to immediately go start working
Working.
or be a part of criminal life in order for them to pay that debt off.
Mhm.
So I mean, it's sad. It's sad what's going on at the border. Do we
Right.
need proper,
Screening.
um, no proper, the proper enforcement at the
Mhm.
border, not proper screening. It's the proper vetting, the proper enforcement.
Right.
Not just vetting, but because I've seen some specials on Vice or some specials where illegal guns go in and out of the United States through that border
Mhm.
like it's nothing. The fact is that some of the times they catch things is because they do randoms, or they do for the most part they do randoms.
Right.
And what it is if how they catch you is the body language. It's a random. If you may not be the person they're looking for, but you might be. They checking a random, and that day you got tasked with bringing something over, and they checking you. You have what happens is these people that are doing it. It's not the fact that they have to do it. Is that listen? Most oftentimes in an economy like this, they have to pay for the family.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? And the person that's paying them, I'm not gonna say who, I don't know, but the person who's paying them to bring it over, now you work for them. So now if you got to bring over their equipment, their stuff, their anything, whatever they're bringing. So if
Over
you
here.
lose that equipment, you're taxed with that shit too.
Right.
So now your life is in danger.
Mhm.
So whether they get caught or not, their life is in danger either way. So
Right.
their mission is to get that stuff there from point A to point
Point B.
B in one piece,
Mhm.
because that could be their life. Listen, if you don't get this over here, you're dead. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? If you get it over here, I'll get you $2,000. For that person, that's life and death.
Yeah.
I can get $2,000 or die.
Right.
Either way, I'm dead anyway.
Anyway. Okay.
So I gotta do it. I gotta, so
I'm gonna let you close out.
I don't want you to think those people bringing the stuff over
Mhm.
are criminals. Some people are not. But I'm saying this is what we are faced with at the border. And it's a sad thing that's going on. I definitely think we need more security, more enforcement, more border patrol. Real quick before we close out, the issue with the breakdancer. How in the hell, real quick, how in the hell who lied to this person? Like who lied? Who lied to this person and told them, Ray Gunn, you are exceptional. We think you are so exceptional. You need to go to the Olympics. What? What? Yo, stop lying. Stop lying to people. Tell them the truth. And I'm not saying we need to be like brutally honest, but in this, I think we missed the point on that aspect of how in the hell does somebody that terrible get to the plateau of being called an Olympian to represent your country. Like, are you serious? There wasn't a thousand other people better than her? I mean, I'm not saying she couldn't do her thing, but if you're going to do it and represent your country for a medal, I mean, go all out. Do it. Breakdance. If you're going to breakdance, breakdance. I was like, what? That's an embarrassment to the culture. You know shit about hip hop. Listen, I'm Ralphie Rotten, also known as DJ Noise. This is Ralph. If you like what you're watching, please like, subscribe, and share, comments. And listen, also check out Hamilton Radio. We have, if you're local, we got green screens, podcasts, audiobooks, movies. We can live stream. And if you have a great story, we have a ton of shows. We can interview you, talk to you, contact us. All right. This is in my circle, and this this was just a great rant, and thank you for listening. And we're out. Peace.